Don't wait until the graduation. Start thinking from now. What are your next steps? Be strategic so that you can plan and set up your strategic steps one by one. And this is going to allow you a smoother transition and higher possibility to achieve your dream. I want to take a moment and picture the person you want to be in 5 years from now. See the version of yourself standing tall, confident, and accomplished. Maybe you're leading a team, starting your own business, or making an impact in your community. That future is within your reach, but only if you choose to invest in yourself today. Remember, your circumstances don't define you. Your choices do. I wasn't born with privilege or an easy path, but I chose to keep moving forward. And if I could do it, you can do it as well. And I'm 100% sure. As a close, let me leave you with 3 thoughts. First of all, always stay focused. Don't let distractions to take off your potential. Finish your degree strong, and you will closer to finish and to start the new chapter of your success now. Believe in your worth. You have everything it takes to succeed. Don't settle for less than your dreams. And third, seize the opportunities. The UNICAF scholarship is your bridge to internationally recognized degrees. Don't wait, request the link, register, and prepare for the future that you deserve to have. Your future is is not waiting for someone else to set up. It's waiting for you. And when you walk across the graduation stage, remember, this is just the beginning of your greatness. Thank you. I can't wait to see so many incredible people in our UNICAF family and help you to achieve. Thank you so much, and do have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. That was really, really captivating. Yes, don't wait to start now. Put in the work and believe in yourself. Those words are really strong, and I believe that this student, if implemented, will take you to a global stage and make you a better person. So learning never ends. It is important we learn, we upgrade, and we upskill. So as you're graduating, you're thinking next, what next? How do I upskill? How do I stand with other global talents on an even bigger level? So learning never stops, and please invest in yourself and be determined to change your current state or your current level to a better and more upgraded level. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Sorry, you're muted. You're muted. Yeah.
Oh, sincere apologies. I didn't know I was muted and I've been talking. Oh, thank you so much. I was saying that, Miss Eva, thank you so much for those words. They were really impactful. And the students should know that, yes, it's important to learn. Learning never stops, and it is important to learn, upgrade, upskill. So I've shared the link on the comments. If you want more information, you can click on the link. And if you want to speak directly with the partner, we can share their contact with you. Thank you very much. So without further ado, we're moving on to introducing our first speaker, Pelumi Pearce. Yes, I see her. She's ready. I'll just read out a bio. Pelumi, thank you so much for doing this with us. We know that you're a busy professional, but you decided to dedicate this time to impact the next generation of PR professionals. We are really grateful and we appreciate you. Um, Pierce Pelumi is a first-class graduate. I think we should give her a round of applause. It's not easy. Of the University of Confidence University. She studied mass communication. She currently serves as the lead media strategist at Flash Media. With experience spanning film, tech, and business, Pelumi has built a reputation for blending creativity with strategy. She was featured in the PR Power List 2024 magazine in an article highlighting the journey of a rising star. She is indeed a star. She has successfully led over 30 public relations activations and campaigns, significantly enhancing brand visibility and media engagement. With more than 4 years of experience in social media management, content creation, she's also a certified public relations practitioner recognized by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, that is NIPR. She's known for creating result-driven and innovative approach. She continues to shape the PR landscape by bridging traditional and digital strategies to amplify growth and influence. Once again, you're welcome, Pelumi. So I'm handing over the mic to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Are we in the afternoon already? I think we're still, yes, we're in the afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, NIPR, for this. Thank you, UNICAF. Thank you, University of Ibadan. It's a privilege to be here to share what the little knowledge I'll say that I have. Thank you so much. So I'll just dive right into the um, issue or the task for today. So yes, my name is Pearce Pelumi, and I am currently a media strategist. A media strategist still also functions as a PR personnel for a company thereabout. And I would say that this summit was timely for me because in the past, should I say as a last month thereabout, there's been this thought that I've been going back to my school days, like thinking about, wow, I didn't know PR was this vast. I didn't know that PR, like the work in PR is like this. Yes, there's a lot you learn from school that will help you, that will jumpstart you as you start your PR journey, right? However, there's something that experience will just, like it's like a veil to just uncover itself, and you just see that there's more to PR than you'd learn, right? And all of that I will be sharing with you today. So let's go. Okay, so this table of contents, what I'll be sharing, just like I just highlighted a few things that I'll be sharing. So starting my story, turning points, the bright side of PR. I'm going to spill in everything. Get ready. This is a juicy session. So everything I wish I could have learned on, I could have known, right? As I started my PR journey, I have articulated, I've put it into this slide, right? From lessons to what I knew, the tough side of PR, and my advice, right? All of that will be touching in this session of the PR Summit. So yes, so going back to school, I think I graduated at 2022 from Covenant University. Yes, I was in my head then, I was doing a lot, right? I was still working, I was working while I was still in school, right? As a social media manager, I was also spearheading a team back then in school, and I still had to study because my school fees is not being my school is a lot, right? So I had to study really hard because I knew that my parents invested a lot in trying to send me to CU, right? But before I left school, there was one thing I did. Like I was like, I do not want to just get into the job market like that or just go and do NYSC. I wanted to be the one to determine what exactly I would get. Like I'm a go-getter, like I'm very serious. Like I work really hard, and I was just like, no, I don't just want to just do NYC and just flow with the normal current, right? So after school, immediately after my graduation, I started sending emails. Like I was sending emails to different companies, whether they were looking for a PR person, whether they were looking for, I was just sending countless emails to different companies that I want to work. I sent them my CV. thereabouts. I was just sending like, but there was a downside to this, right? Just like a fisherman would toss a net into the ocean, you will see that he will catch fish, but he will catch a lot of things, right? So I got the first PR job at a well-known PR company. However, it was like two ends. I stay in Lagos, so it was like two ends of Lagos. So it wasn't the right choice, right? Imagine leaving your house at 4 a.m. trying to get to work for 8, and the pay was not up to the amount I'll be spending for transportation. I was a good PR job, but I was just like, will I let this go? But everybody around me, I had to ask for advice thereabouts. And if I'm being honest, I just knew that this wasn't the company, but no, I just wanted, you want to work. You're zealous. It's just like, I want to work, I want to work. But sitting down with people, I got counsel and like, this work won't pay you. Like, you'll be spending too much and you're going to be burnt out. So I had to leave the company for after a month. Then after that, I got another job. I cannot sit still. Like, it's still a problem today. I would want to work. I just want to work. So I got another job, and okay, it was fine. I think it was an ad company. I don't know. I thought it was normal company, advertising company. Only to find out that it's digital ads, and I'll call it analytical ads. Like, it's not um ad placements in different places. So this one they do with Google Ads, all those backend things. So it was a lot of maths. And like, you see clients who give you like 2 million for a campaign and you cannot make the campaign flop. Like, you have to be 24/7 looking, not 24/7, but almost constantly checking your campaigns. And I knew that this wasn't it for me, right? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this. Okay. It wasn't it for me. Like, I knew that math, I don't, most people will say that people in PR or in mass comm don't like maths. I was one of those people. Like, I didn't like maths, and there was a lot of calculations there and there. But I stayed there for a long time. But I just had the nudge in my heart, and I prayed about it. Like, okay, I know there's somewhere next. There has to be somewhere next. And I think 2023, the start of January, I got an email from a company that applied since two. I, like, that time that I was just sending countless emails. They were looking for someone to join their team. It was the start of the year. They wanted extra hands. And then I got the PR job. It was a very good one for me. That the the platform or the company gave me real hands-on life experience of how to become a PR professional, right? And yes, sorry, next slide. Yes. So I got working, like, everybody was like, oh, well done, this is a good company. It was a good place. It's met all the standards I wanted. Like, it's really launched me into the deep end. Like, I was so excited. It was a really good one. But okay, so yes, we're going to the next part of the phase. This is the good side, like the what I experienced, right? People would most times say, I want to be sure this thing isn't. Let me see if I can minimize. Okay, yes. Okay, so most times your job will look fun. Like, people will be like, Monday to Sunday, you're either at an event, you're either helping a movie industry production company to launch a movie, or yeah, at a conference. Like, you're always somewhere. And to the outside world, your should I say social media, if you try to publicize and post about it, you just look like you're having fun, but genuinely you're just working and stressed. You're at a party or you're at an event and you're genuinely just stressed, but yet to the outside world it look like fun. The bright side for me was that I had access to exclusive rooms, events, and opportunities. Yes, this for me, PR did. Like, there are events that I've attended, there are rooms I've been in, and I know with my own money, I cannot pay to enter this room. Like, I could not, there's no how, even maybe 10 years later in my career, maybe I've had access to this type of networking session and all. But yes, because we're the organizers and all, Like even for agenda to like, there's so many things we'll do, and it will just feel fulfilling to be part of a bigger picture, to be part of an awesome event, right? And as I said, the bright side, like you are shaping narratives. Like there are times we're on projects and we need to get things. We need to allow maybe a product or something to trend. Like we'll be the ones to create the trend ourselves, to get influencers on it, just to push hype or build a persona for a brand or for even a client, right? For me, it was just fulfilling. Like, yes, this is what I want, right? Being a part of something big, driving a force, and even helping a client to be a thought leader or a force to be reckoned with in an industry. And for me, it was just so fulfilling, right? So now let's go to the downside. So this is all a build up to what I wish I learned and what I wish I knew, right? As an undergraduate in PR. So yes, the tough side of PR. Reality is I wish I knew. Uh, First is it's heavy work and little to no holidays, right? Like you have to have the strength. It depends on the side of PR you want to go to. There are people that just focus on articles, like they just want to write articles, they just want to do a certain thing. But for me, one of the skill sets that really opens the door for me for majorly any company I've worked with is my content creation skills. I also edit videos. I'm good with social media management, and I was able to build that while I was still in school. So every time I enter any PR company, because there's a digital side of PR, they'll say, okay, please can you handle social media? Can you do this? So most of the time I have to go for events, I have to come up with content and all. So it's heavy work. Like you might be at the event and you're posting live. Like if you follow Balian and Ninja, right, you'd see that they post live. Like they're posting content live, they're doing things live and all. And I had to be doing that. Like sometimes after Sunday church, I'm going next to an event, and also it's a lot of heavy work. It requires boldness and high social battery. Anybody that knows me personally would know that I'm an introvert, but the job warrants me to be bold. There are platforms I've been on and I just had to be bold, but deep down, I'm like, very shaky. I'm an introverted person, but that's what it comes with, because you can be in a room. I've been in a room where likes of top people in the industry, like from Chimamanda, we had to plan something for Chimamanda. We were in a room for a movie. I had to work with Kiki, I had to work with Enioluwa, like top people. People come like, I just have to be there. I have to talk to you. It's not a time to be fangirling or anything. You have to get job done. So I just had to be bold. And even if I'm tired, I just have to just keep up keep up the face that yes, you are here, get the job done. So um still on tough side of PR, I said you must stay vast and informed. Like as much as I'm a social media person, I have to do social media. I still like some time to myself not to always be on social media and all, but these days you just sleep and wake up and there's a trend. Like there's a trend or there's someone trending. And the reality is for PR companies, you have to be thinking of platforms, of places on how to just create visibility for your brand, build a good reputation. So you just have to be on your toes. You have to have foresight. So all of that, you just have to be looking for things, right? So it can be stressful sometimes, but that's the job. Then quick and strategic thinking. I've been on a call, like my boss will call for an emergency meeting and like, we need a strategy right now. We need to see how we can do this. Like you're tense, everybody's in meeting. How can I get this done? But you just have to talk, think on your feet. Like, do not, when it comes to ideation, yes, sometimes your ideas might not be valid, but don't be shy to voice out, to speak, to share your ideas. So you have to just be a strategic thinker. Like, you just have to build that mental capacity, that mental bandwidth, I'll call it, right? Then going to, I'm not sure Everybody's still here. Just to be sure. How can I get feedback?
Yeah, here. Yeah, here.
Right here. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. So lessons from my journey. I said PR is rewarding, but it tests your resilience. Like for an introvert, it will test you just have to be relentless. And I think what helped me was that I wasn't staying put or just accepting things as they are. Like Sylvia mentioned, like your choices would shape you. It will always, always, always shape you. Like you just have to be a go getter, right? That's something I learned. Like there's sometimes you just have to go for it, right? That, and also not every opportunity pays in cash. Some will pay in knowledge and in network. At the start of my career, before I got those jobs, I would offer to do things for free, like help volunteer. I'll try to volunteer, just try to just ensure that I know that this will count. And sometimes it might not be rewarding in terms of cash, but I know that okay, I can say I learned one or two from this work or from this conference, whatever it might be. And I said bonus plus capacity equals growth. Yes, it does. I would say even for this platform, that this current summit, one thing that I am so sure they found me because I had social media presence, right? And it came from my consistency. I do not post like I used to before, but I know I was resilient. I knew that I was doing good work. I was putting out good work. I was in teams that were pushing out good work, and I just had to put it out there. So yes, that's one thing I've learned. Boldness was consistency equals growth. So as I begin, yes, I think I have one more slide after this. So what I wish I did in school. If I could turn back time, I'd go back to school days. What I wish I did differently. I'll say I would start reading about peer firms early. Definitely, like forget that. Yes, there's if there's anything I wish I knew. There was so much I know. Like when I got into a PR company, yes, I was good in school. I know I studied, but it was different, right? So there's a little you could have done, or I could have done rather, back then in school, but just reading up, like going to PR firms company, their pages, and like even Nigerian Women in PR page, like you would see some things they do. I follow them a lot. I love their posts. I won't lie. I mean, I love their posts, and I'll just learn one or two things. For that, when I was in school, I didn't do that a lot, right? Also attend PR conferences and webinars. For me, it's a good choice. Like being here on um, joining this webinar or this summit rather, it really shows that you are ready to learn one or two things and to just jumpstart your career for the better, right? Attending PR conferences. If you see that there's a conference anywhere, if you can't just go for it, like you never know. Networking like leads me to my next point. Networking in this PR company, you must learn how to network, because this person would know somebody that knows somebody that can help you to maybe get this platform to help you. That's how it works. Like when you go for events, you just meet somebody that will most likely help you in your next project, because your company are looking for how can we get this person to work for us to push this. So learning how to network, something I wish I built while I was still about to leave school, or even immediately after. So like I said, volunteer for PR companies. Like if they're having a conference or anything, volunteer, just try to and stay up to date on platforms and trends and thought leaders. Like if there are PR people that you follow, read up on their posts, because they'll give you experiential knowledge. Like they are in the field, they already know what's going on. Like just reading on, like take online classes, like whatever it is. This is the time to build the knowledge. Like this is the time, and grab it, hold it, grab it well. So my advice, I said, don't wait till graduation to start. If, like I said, network, go for conferences, volunteer, whatever it is, start now, build up the mental capacity, because when you get into a PR company, right, it will be like an eagle that just drops its let. Like you just be like, there's so many times when I got into the company I was, the company the first PR company I got into, like I was just like, okay, I'm clueless here. I don't know what's going on, but everything is so fast paced. You just have to learn one or two things. Like you just have to move. And there are some things I wish I'd known back then that could have helped me at the start of my career. So please try to build your knowledge. Just keep reading, keep keeping up with trends right here. I think I have that, yes. And also build your digital presence. I'm sure there are things that you can post about, like things you have learned, even from this summit, whatever, just post about it, because it's a digital world. Like there's so many companies I know now, even that brands we work with, that most likely before they want to pick anybody, they first check their digital presence. What's this person doing? Is this person worth the hype and all of that? Can we trust this person? So right now, start build. Don't just do TikTok alone, right? TikTok is good, but please, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, like try to be on those platforms, because those are places thought leaders are. Those are places for your field, people will search to find someone. So stay curious, stay bold, stay visible. Then yes, this is, as I round, yes, this is my last slide. I said, these are my PR mantra wherever I'm going. See, be curious wherever I'm there. I'm currently even diving into a little bit of another field, that's filmmaking. And I'm curious. I'm always curious. Even as I'm still doing PR, I'm always curious. Like, okay, how can I always learn, right? Um, like now, UNICAF is doing a scholarship. Like, how can I learn? Like, how just be curious. Always curiosity is gold. Just be curious, right? Be bold. Like I said, confidence gets you into the room. Like, don't be shy. Don't try, okay, you're in a room and like you can see the governor. There's one event that I went for. The governor was there, top people. I almost melted, but I was like, no, we are here for a reason. So just get the job done, be confident. And lastly, I always work, like trust the one on backs, like trust God, pray about it. There's so many times I've been in crossroads, I just had to pray about it. There's so many times that I legit didn't even know how I got the opportunity to work with this person or that person. And it was just through me trusting God and trusting his leading, right? So with this, I round off my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have learned one or two things.
Thank you, thank you so much to our speaker. And yes, I have learned a lot. Taking it back to being bold, especially and attending events. When you attend events, networking is very important. And it takes boldness for you to walk up to someone to have a conversation. But then again, it is important to network, build your contact base. Yes, and yeah, speaking to people also increases your communication skills and your boldness to go all out. Thank you very much for sharing, Pelumi. You also talked about volunteering. Yes, it is important to volunteer. You might be thinking, will they pay me? But it's important to volunteer, build your work evidence, that's proof of work over time. And she also mentioned LinkedIn. Yes, not only TikTok. We know that TikTok is trending. Build your LinkedIn on Twitter. What are you saying? Important conversations, because most organizations right now, before they even employ you, they go to your LinkedIn and see what you've been doing. They just want to see how you see the profession, how you think, how you talk. They just want to see your online presence. Will you be able to represent the brand positively? Thank you so much for sharing. We I don't know if you have questions, you can start writing down your questions. So after our second speaker, we'll take the questions together. We also have some questions that came in while people were filling the form, but we are going to take all of it together so our second speaker can also do our presentation. Hello, Praise. Are you ready? I've not seen your face today, man.
Hello. Yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I'm in between work, so good afternoon, everyone.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Praise. We know you are very busy. We know our speakers are really busy. They're doing the work. Like Pelumi said, you don't really have an holiday, you're always working. So, Praise, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us. We really appreciate you. We see the great work that you're doing, and we just want to learn from you. Thank you so much. I'll just read your profile. Praise is a branding and communication strategist with a passion for helping brands amplify their stories. She has made significant strides working with high-profile brands such as Martini, Wild Detergent, Afri Labs, Rough and Tumble, Uncover Skincare, and so many more brands. She's always full of fresh ideas and smart moves that takes brands to the next level with effective branding and marketing communication strategy. When she's not working, she loves sharing her real-time experience. She's always on LinkedIn sharing nice things with young folks to help them reach their biggest potential. With a mix of creativity, know-how, and passion, Praise is blazing a trail in branding through unique storytelling. I love that line, blazing a trail. So, Praise, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing? How are you doing today? How is school treating you? I know that I can't get feedback, but um, please just give me a minute. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can. From
Please confirm
student to
if you see my screen.
professional.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
Yes, you
much. Thank you
Sarah,
so
can you
much,
see
Stella.
the screen from your end? Okay.
Can you?
Yes, they can. I think they said yes, they can.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Just give me a minute. Um, just a minute, please. I just want to quickly put it up again. There's something wrong here. Okay. So please confirm if you can see my screen now.
yes, it's up.
Okay, okay, amazing. So I was saying, how are we all doing? How is school? How are lecturers? How is everything? I want to apologize in advance. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm not all that strong today, so please, forgive me, forgive my energy, but hopefully you're going to be able to pick one or two things from here, right? My name is Pearce Adio, as she has rightly said, and I am a communications executive, public relations and communications executive. And today I'm going to be sharing with you how I transitioned from, being a student to what I would call a PR professional, right? But I want to share my story with you first. Let me, come here first. Let me share my story with you. How did I find myself in PR? I like to say PR found me, right? How did I find myself in PR? I don't know if that is how it is in your school currently, but I studied in Bowen University, and when we get to, I think, 200 or 300 level, we you get an opportunity to major in different parts of mass communication, right? So some people did broadcasting, some people did, I did public relations, some people did applied communications. And the reason I did public relations was because we had a lecturer at that time. He was, so for every sector of mass communication that you major on, there is always like a main lecturer. For broadcasting, it was one Mr. Feyi, and his class was always tedious, and I wasn't just interested in all of that. If you have any friend in Bowen University, you should ask them about Mr. Feyi. They know. So the class was always tedious. I wasn't interested in doing that. So that's why I just I just chose the next available thing, which was mass communication, integrated marketing communication, IMC. I think right now, if you guys are doing something like that, you now call it PRAD, so public relation and advertising. So that is how I find myself in PR. But even after I studied integrated marketing communications, I did not know that I was going to do PR full time. What I did was I started out as a brand manager. I worked for the producers of I worked at Henkel Nigeria for the producers of Got to Be beauty products. I know that you know Got to Be spray that you use for your frontal, wild detergent, Nitol, and things like that. That was how I started. Then later I got a job in a PR agency, and that's where I did most of my no, it's okay. That's why I did most of my major projects, working for Martini, working for no, don't worry, you can open it. Working for Martini, for Uncover, the premiere of All of Us by Enyolua, and that was where I started building my, that's where I started building my contacts. That's where I started building my network. And I know that Pelumi, I wasn't really here during our session, but I could hear that she said something about networking, building your contacts, and meeting people, speaking with people. And that, I tell you guys, I cannot overemphasize how that is the crux of your career as a PR professional. But we're going to get to that much later. So now that I've told you my story, we're going to be talking about, so majorly the thing I want to talk about here, was the last thing that I should talk about is how I moved from being a student to a professional, and I already told you my story. And then something else I want to bring to your attention is the skills that school gave, skills that I learned from school, and probably the things that you're already learning right now. Number one is writing skill. You're writing your exams, writing projects and things like that. So it's a given that as a mass communication student, you're going to learn to write, right? And then another thing school gave me is presentation skill. I remember that time, anytime we had presentation, I was always happy because it's something that I really, really enjoy doing. And that's going to be something that you really, really need to learn to do as a PR professional, because you need to be able to sell your content. I was telling my boss that I said, oh, I have the idea, but I don't know how to explain it. And she said something that I will never forget. She said, your job is to know how to explain it. Your job is not to explain your idea. Your job is to know how to present your idea, know how to present your vision to your clients or to your brand, to your brand manager, also whoever, your boss, in such a way that they see the vision and that they're able to approve your campaign or whatnot. That's the job of a PR person. And then school would also teach you group work. I cannot overemphasize how much, you know, of group work. Those group presentations that you guys are doing right now. You're going to do a lot of it. When you're done with school, when you do PR, you're going to have to, but at this time when you're working, it's not going to feel like you're doing group work. But if you really think about it, it's group work. When you're working with graphics designer, having a lot of reverse for the graphics designer, change the color, make the fonts bigger, make this and that. It's also some sort of group work. So if you've not been engaging in group work right now, you need to learn it, because that's when you learn how to that's where you learn how to deal with people, how to deal with difficult people, how to deal with people who never understand things, how to deal with slow people, how to deal with people who think they know everything. That's where you're going to learn it. But I pointed out these skills just so you know that in as much as you're learning a lot of things in school PR wise, it is just the foundation, it is just the basics. I think Pelumi also mentioned it when she was speaking that um you a lot of things that you learn in school, when you come to the outside world, you see that it's a different ball game, right? Now let's talk about the things that I learned, the skills that experience gave me, what I really, really, really learned from experience, and that is networking and relationship building. Like let me mention it earlier. And if you something I've noticed is that if you hear people who have peer experience, if you hear them talk, you will hear the same themes in what they are saying, because I like to believe that PR as a formula, PR as a tactic, PR has a structure. It's if PR feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again, just that you're doing it in different ways, right? So skills that I got to learn from experience is working, networking, and relationship building. And this is your how do I say it? How do I say this now? This is I like to say this is the most important thing for you as a PR person, because when I see industry leaders, plan a campaign, or maybe they're executing a campaign or an event or a launch for a brand, the difference between myself and that person is not the idea. The difference between myself and that, industry leader that has spent 30 years, it's not the English, it's not the big idea, it's not really anything. The difference is the n- network and the relationship that that person has. So say for the sake of this conversation now, a brand has called me to launch a product for them, and in that product they want high profile individuals. Let's say because I have 5 years of experience, I'm able to still bring one or two influencers here and there, one or two high profile individuals, right? But this person that has over 30 years of experience has been in this industry for a while. This person knows all the big people in Nigeria. This person knows all the big faces and all the big names in Nigeria. Me that will still be begging one celebrity that please let me collect 5 million naira to attend this event, it's just going to take that person if 1 minute phone call to say, Funke, I want you to attend this event for me, and Funke will come through. Do you understand what I'm saying? So network and relationship building and that's why you need to build your contact, you need to build your relationship when you go to conventions, when you go to conferences, when you go out. And I want to say, when I say build network, it can start in the room that you are right now. You guys can never you have no idea who is sitting next to you. You don't know if the person sitting next to you is going to be the biggest TV personality that you're going to need in your campaign in the next 5 years. You don't know if the person sitting next to you is going to be the vice president that you're going to need for an NGO campaign that you're going to run in the next 10 years. So when I say build network, build your relationship, build your connection, build your contact, I'm not saying even look higher. I'm saying look in the room that you are right now and build that network. There's someone that we went to Bowen University together, and all the 4 years that we spent in school together, I was in my set. All the 4 years that we spent in school together, I did not. We did not talk. I did not greet him. I just knew that there was someone. I just knew his face. I just knew him by his face. And you know, what if I told you that this person was the first person to pay me in in foreign currency, just because he's someone that I know, just because someone said that, oh, Praise from school, Praise does this, and Praise can do this for you. So when I say build network, in fact, if you had asked me who will pay me my first foreign currency in my life for PR, I would have said maybe someone abroad. I would have said maybe, I wouldn't have said someone that I know, but how would I have known that is the next person to me, someone in my set that would do that? So you need to build network, build relationship, and start from this room that you are right now. The next skill that I would say that I got PR wise, working PR, is agility. Guys, if you right now, I want to see your faces when I'm talking about this. So let me come here. If you're a type of person that you're sluggish, you're slow, you're you don't have, I don't want to say you don't have energy, but if you're a type of person, let me just say that you need to be agile. If you're doing PR will teach you agility. You need to be very active, you need to be very hands-on. You're working on a project, your client is calling you, someone is calling you, someone is saying that, oh, that event that you planned for tomorrow, I cannot come again, and you need to look for another panel speaker, you need to look for another maybe you just need to be agile. Agility is something that I figured out, and I'm saying this to you so that you need to it took me 2 years into my experience to realize these things, and I'm saying it for you guys right now so that you can start to practice agility, you can start to practice networking, right? So that's also another skill that I got to know from peer. Another thing is adaptability. And I'm saying this because if you are someone who is narrow minded, then you don't want to explore PR. If you are too narrow minded, you're a one-way street person, you don't want to explore PR, because you need to be able to adapt, especially if you want to work at an agency, right? You need to be adaptable. You need to be, open minded. Meaning, if you're working at a PR agency now, today First bank can say that, oh, come and work for us, and you're working for first time for first bank, and the second day you're working for a club, and the third day you're working for a beauty products, and then the second and another time you're working for an NGO. So you need to you need to be adaptable. Your brain has to be open, because in fact, if you're working at an agency, you can have four clients at the same time, and these four clients are different industries altogether. So the things that you would say for client one is not something that you can say for client two or client three or client four. So you need to be adaptable. And then you need to have listening skill, because in PR, especially again if you're working at an agency, in PR, people will say a lot of things. You need to be able to listen to the things that people are saying, and the things that people are not saying, right? So, and that brings me to emotional intelligence. This is a skill that you would really, 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 really need in PR. Emotional intelligence, you will need it with media, for media relations. Emotional intelligence, you will need it with your influencers. You will need it with your co-workers. You will need it with your graphics designers, because these guys will try you. You will need it with your vendors when you're planning a campaign. You need it with your vendors, the vendors that you're using, the people that you need. And because we're women here, I'm able to talk about it. You will need it with men in the industry who are trying to treat you like, and trust me, I'm not even want to say that, oh, gender war or something like that. I'm not like that. But you will need emotional intelligence to deal with men who are like vendors, even fellow women. You're going to need emotional intelligence to know when to be stern, to know when to beg people, to know when to say that this is what I said and this is what you have to do, right? This is the thing, these are the things that you need in PR. And then another thing is you need negotiation skill in PR. um you're going to be doing a lot of negotiation with media guys, with influencers, with a lot of people, with your vendors. You're going to learn to know how to negotiate. You're going to know how to learn to sell yourself. All of these things, like I said earlier, you're going to need to know how to be able to present your ideas. Tell them that, okay, if you think this will not work, then this should work. So you're going to need negotiation skill. And those are the skills, and much more than this are the skills that PR has taught me. So I'm saying this to open your mind, so that you see that most of the things that you're learning in school right now, as beautiful as they are just the foundation. And I'm saying this in so that you can open your mind to the endless possibilities that are in PR. Now, moving towards the end of my session, what are the things that you should keep in mind as you study PR and as you leave school? There is always a story angle. I'm trying to remember the things they taught me when I was studying PR in school, right? But it's such an amazing opportunity for you that you are in this class right now, you're in this room right now, because it opens your mind to the things that you'll be doing after school. Things to keep in mind: there is always a story angle in PR, and this is how I want you guys to start thinking right now. When you see a campaign, let's say you see a billboard for let me even use this one as an example. What Gino just did with Hilda Bassi, right? Gino could literally have just said, "Oh, come and buy our seasoning. Come and buy our suya seasoning. Come and buy, is it seasoning they even call it? Come and buy our spices. Come and buy our tomato paste." They literally could have just said that. They literally could have just put Hilda Bassi in a billboard and say, "Oh, Hilda Bassi is our ambassador. Come and buy what she's selling, or come and buy what we're selling through Hilda Bassi." But they had to weave it into a story to say, "Oh, World Jollof Day is coming. Let us, cook the biggest pots of jollof in Africa." That's how I want you guys to be thinking when you see a campaign. That's how I want you guys to be analyzing things. As a PR strategist, as a PR professional, you cannot just watch movies like a random person would watch movies. You cannot just see billboards as a random person would see billboards. You cannot just see advertisements on TV as a random person. You need to think about it. What have these guys said, and what are they trying to say? And I'm using Gino again for an example. Gino wanted to create awareness for their spices or whatever it is that they sell. And you would see that they actually even sold some of their spices on the day that they did that thing with Hilda Bati. There is always a story angle. You need to think about it. We're selling beauty products. how can we do it? We're selling beauty product for this brand is selling beauty product for women. What can we say? What can and I always give this example of when right now I know that some of you must have heard about Uncover Skincare, their products. I've launched two products for them. I launched their acne, one of their acne products, and then one I've just launched two products for Uncover Skincare. And when they wanted to launch that their anti-blemish serum, I remember the one in the orange tube, when they wanted to launch it, we had to think about it. What does this products work for? It works for acne. What are the things people go through because they have acne? So we had to call people into a room and ask them, how has this acne dealt with your self-esteem? What has we know you we just asked them a lot of questions, and even at the end of this video, one of the people that we interviewed were she was crying because we could relate to her story, because there is always a story angle in public relations. There is always a story angle, whoever it is that you're working for. If you're working for a corporate brand, if you're working for a government parastatal, if you're working for a beauty brand, you're working for a lifestyle product brand, you're working for whoever it is that you're working for, I want you to always remember this word, that there is always a story angle to it. So whatever it is that you're trying to sell, whatever it is that you're trying to do, there's always a story angle. Then the second thing you need to keep in mind is that you need to learn to write for different audiences. Guys, writing, if you don't like writing, you need to start learning it now. You need to start learning how to write now. Even I would say that writing is not my strong suit, and I really bless God for ChatGPT because it's been helping me. But you even if you're going to use ChatGPT, you need to write in such a way that people will not know that you're using AI. You need to learn even how to prompt the AI to give you great answers, right? You need to learn how to write for different audiences. The way that you write for media is different from the way that you write for your audiences. It's different for your customers. Sorry, it's different from the way that you'd write for your stakeholders. Let me give you an example. Oh my god, I don't have that picture here. We did I was working at Hairs. I worked at Hairs for the beginning of this year, and when we wanted to do our um year end financials reports, yes, when we wanted to do our financials reports, when we posted it on our Instagram, what we said is that, oh, our 2024 financials results is out and we ate. That was what we said, because we were posting it on Instagram, right? But when we wanted to send this to our stakeholders, our investors, we cannot say we ate, because these men are in their 50s and their 60s, and they will be confused. So you need to learn how to communicate with different people. You need to learn how to speak, how to write for different people. Also, as a PR professional, like I said, you'll be working with different brands. So for example, if I'm working with First Bank now, what I can say, what I can write in my press release will be different from if I'm working for a Martini. For a Martini, I can be like laid back, I can be chilled, because it's a alcoholic brand. But for a First Bank, it's a financial it's for financial services. So people take their money seriously. So you cannot just come and I want you guys to start paying attention to even how different brands write their press releases. You'd see that the way MTN will write their press release, if something is wrong, is different from the way First Bank will write their press release. Because if network is bad for MTN and they want to tell you that, oh, our network is going to be down for the next 48 hours, there's a way that they can say, they can even be, a little bit laid back about it, even if people will drag them. But if network is going to be down for 48 hours, First Bank will not, they cannot be laid back about it, because people's money, it's involved. So you need to learn how to communicate for different people, different times, different brands. And then another thing, like I said before, your relationship is your currency when it comes to PR. In fact, I can say it very boldly that for PR, top of my list is your relationship, your contact, your network. And that's why go to LinkedIn right now and check most of the job descriptions that job descriptions that you would see for public relations or communications executive. You would see that they'll tell you that you need to like have a rich contact of media people. So those are the things that you need to keep in mind if you want to do PR for time. Then another thing is that data makes you smarter. And here's what I mean. Like I said, there is always a story angle. And then it is even smarter when there is data to back up your story angle. I was working for Med Plus, I think last year or last 2 years. They were doing, they wanted to do this, their event, beauty, Beyond Beauty. It was a conference of about 350 people. And, when we wanted to send out the message, we could have just said, oh, attend this event or attend this beauty event. But we had to think about the story angle. The reason we're doing it is for women to know that you can be healthy from the inside out. Beauty is not just about your face. Beauty is about what's on your inside. When we wanted to send this email, we wanted to send out this messaging, what we did was that we said, do you know that 65% of women are dealing with this? Data is not correct. I'm just saying, I can't remember the data. Just for the sake of the conversation, we said that, do you know that 65% of women are dealing with PCOS, endomet, that thing? Do you know that 65% of women are dealing with hormonal issues? And we said to them that if you don't have it, your sister has it, your mom has it, your friend has it. In that room right now, because we're all women, right? In that room where you guys are sitting right now, there is one or two people who has, an hormonal issue. So that was how we were able to, and even when we were talking to these influencers, when we were bargaining and negotiating with influencers, that was what we said. That was how we even started the story, with data and then a story angle. So data always makes you smarter. If you want to think about your story angle, if you want to think about your messaging, first think about, is there data to back this up? If there is a data to back it up, you're good to go. Then another thing to keep in mind is that you need to proofread everything. You need to read everything, like pick your pen or your pen and read everything, because one mistake, one error can mess up your whole, like, people will even not take you seriously because you have misspelled something or because you have written something the wrong way. And this will help you because you need to be finicky. I remember that the first time I heard the word finicky, it was my lecturer that, Stella, please let me know when my time is almost over, please. You can just text me. So I remember the first time I heard the word finicky was my lecturer that told me, Dr. Elebute. He said it in the class that if you want to do as a marketer, you have to be finicky. It means that you have to, pay attention to detail. You have to be very detail oriented. And I thought that I did not really understand. And that's, you see, most of the things that we're saying right now, most of you would not really, really understand it until you start working, until you actually gain experience. You will not really, really understand it. So he said, oh, you need to be finicky. And I didn't really understand it until this year, that when I was working for an insurance brand, and you cannot make an error. You cannot make a mistake because money is involved. So if you want to put out a press release and you say, and you type 1,000 instead of 10,000, it can literally, you can get fined because of it. The regulatory body can fine you because of that, because you gave the wrong digits, because you gave the wrong number, because you gave the wrong fact. So you need to check all your spelling, check all your, imagine like MTN now, they put out something and then there's a silly mistake, there's a silly type of, or there's a silly spelling error there. You'll be like, who? In fact, it would be ridiculous to you. So you need to proofread everything, proofread every grammar, proofread every spelling, proofread every digit. That's another skill that you need to start learning now. Then the last thing I would say is confidence. Your confidence grows with experience, right? Your confidence, it grows with experience. When you start out, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. This is something I want you to keep in mind. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, but the more the things I know now, I didn't know them in my first year, I didn't know them in my second year, but now in my fifth year, I can say boldly that there are some things that I know. So your experience or your confidence will grow as you have more experience, and that's why you need to keep learning, keep reading, and like I said, whenever you see a campaign, you need to think about it, ask yourself questions, always be curious, right? Those are the things that will help. Those are the things that helps me move from a student to being a professional, and those are the things that will also help you. Now, on a um on a sis to sis basis, on a sister to sister basis, I just want to just wrap this up by saying that you will do great, right? At the end of the day, you will do great. And then it's in my mind to tell somebody that you do not have to worry about what to focus on right now. Because I also remember that when I was starting out, I was all over the place. And maybe someone is in this room right now. You're in this room because you don't even know if I should do digital marketing, or I should do PR, or I should do advertising, or I should do something. You're just confused. Try your hands on everything. You figure it out at the end of the day, right? You figure it out at the end of the day. Like I said, your confidence grows with your experience. The more you have experience, the more confidence you get. So don't rush yourself. Don't feel like, oh, I need to start, I don't have my portfolio, I don't have my this and that. Because I also remember that around 2019, I used to be all over the place. I don't have a portfolio, I don't have this, I don't have that, there's nothing to put in my CV. I was always stressing myself out. But right now, in fact, I need to even update my CV. I need to update my portfolio. And I've not even had time to do it because I'm doing the work. So, dear sister, calm down, right? Don't rush yourself. Just keep learning and everything will be great. And then lastly, there's something that my lecturer did for me in my first class of PR. And I don't know if you've done it, but that's something I would also love you to do. He said that I should look for, he would give us as an assignment to look for the top 20 PR agencies in Lagos, the top 20 PR agencies in Nigeria, and the top 20 PR agencies in the world. And you look for them, you follow them on Instagram, check out the product, um check out the campaigns or the projects that they are working on, and from there you start to understand PR. And even from there, one of my colleagues got an internship and with one of the biggest PR agencies in Lagos. So that's also something that you might want to do, and I'm very, very sure that it will help you. It will help you to see the world. It will help you to see it will help you to see PR in a different light. I mean, so I hope that, and like I said, some of the things I said, even some of the things that Pelumi or even Sylvia said, you might not really grasp them right now. You might not really understand them right now, but just if it's one word that you're able to hold on to, just hold on to that word, and it will make sense to you at the end of the day. So I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you that you're in the right place. PR is the right place. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I
Please
can
let's
see that
give
you
it.
guys are clapping for me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and praise. That was really powerful. Thank you so much for sharing. And like she said, you might not grasp most of the things she's saying unless you're actually walking. And then that brings us to our first question for our speakers. Somebody is asking, how do I practice public relations professionally and earn while in school? Emphasis on earning. So I don't know, praise Pelumi, who wants to take that? Who wants to go first?
Okay, so okay, well, do you want to say something? If you have something, you can go ahead. Okay, okay. So how can you practice PR when you're still in school, and how can you earn from it? As much as I would want to say that maybe earning from PR should probably not be your priority right now. As much as I'm tempted to say that, I don't want to say that, right? So how can you practice? Of course, internship. Of course, volunteer, right? If you guys, for example, Stella was talking about a lady that helps her put this event together, in your school. That's She volunteered to do this, and that's already an experience for her. Although I'm not sure she earned something from it, but just try to imagine if Nigerian women in PR now, if they need an intern, if they need someone to join the team when she's graduated, they will probably remember her because she has put something together. So you need to volunteer, you need to intern. Earning will come at the end of the day, but if you're able to find a company that will pay you for internship, all well and good. But as much, like I said, as much as I would love to say that, let earning from PR not be your priority right now. What should be your priority is learning the basics, learning the things that you should be doing. Money will come, people will pay you for your experience, people will beg you with money, and I'm telling you, people will beg you with money later. But you need to start building your experience right now. And if you want to get internships, start reaching out to people, start reaching out to agencies. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. By the time you reach out to 50 agencies, by the time you reach out to 100 agencies, you see one that will reply, you see two that reply, and I'm not giving these numbers because it is something that I've done before. So I'm not just saying it that, oh, reach out to 100, reach out to 50. You guys are still in school, you should have time in your hands. So reach out to people. Don't wait till you see internship opportunities, and the Lord will help you in Jesus' name. So yeah. Stella, your mic is mute.
Pelumi, you want to add to that?
She hit the nail on the head. Well, just to add to that, I would say you are at the phase whereby you should be willing to do things. I remember when people used to say that when I was in school, maybe someone comes to speak to us and say, at this stage, we really to do things to an extent for free. It might sound like, oh my God, I want to make money, I need money, but genuinely, yeah, this phase whereby you want to build your portfolio, you want to build your experience, and the opportunity that comes, if you are looking at the pay, you are going to miss it. So genuinely, you have to just try to volunteer at this start. There are things that at the start of my career I would do for free or just willfully just do for people. But right now, if somebody comes and say do it for free, I will not do it for free. I want to be paid because I've built my credibility, I've built my reputation to an extent that I feel and believe I should be paid for it. But don't worry, if you can be paid for it, it's fine. But that shouldn't be like Pearce said, that shouldn't be top of priority for you. Yes.
All right, Pelumi, thank you. I remembered you mentioned during your presentation that you're an introvert. So somebody is asking that I am an introvert. I do not really speak much. How do I do well in public relations? The person is asking because the person is saying I do not speak. I'm very shy, but I want to do public relations. But how do I get started? How do I survive? How do I strive? Yes.
So, spoiler alert, I've worked with some of the top people in different industry, and sometimes I'm in a room with them and they're about to maybe go on stage or about to give a speech, and genuinely they'll say I'm an introvert. I think it's the funniest thing about life. Most of the top people you see out there are genuinely introverts. Some of them, yes, might be extroverts, but it's should I say, a garment they just have to wear to get the job done, right? I think growing up, I used to stutter growing up, and now I have to be in places where I just have to talk to people. I just have to do it. I'll say practice helps. As you're in school, I think what helped me in school, I remember my first presentation in school, even Praise mentioned it, you do presentations, you do Google. First presentation in schools, I was shaking, literally. I could not talk well. But it was something like there's no how every time there's a presentation to do, there's a presentation to do. And genuinely, that's what helped me. There are times I have to present to a big client and someone that is in the company that maybe has been in the company for a longer period than I have. I'll see I'm presenting better than person. And my boss is just like, you know what, let me undo this presentation because of this presentation skills I've built while I'm in school. So please, right now, try your best. If they are saying in school now, who will help us to lead this give a speech or just lead this presentation, just push yourself. That's the best thing. Push yourself. There are YouTube videos. For me, one of my best app is YouTube. I've learned all mostly all things I want to learn, from video editing, social media, and even PR. Sometimes I go to YouTube. Like, I've learned it through watching videos, tutorials and videos. So there are speaking engagement or public speaking videos you can watch on YouTube. Start from there, at least start from there. Then just push yourself. That's the best. Just put yourself out there. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We have another question. If you do not have an academic background in communications and PR, but skills in social media management, what's the path to follow to a career in PR, especially when jobs and opportunities require academic background in that field? Are there also courses that are necessary for working well as a communications and PR professionals professional that I can take. So just to summarize, the person is asking, she doesn't have a background in PR and communication. So how does she start? Meaning some people will say I have a background in mass communication. And she also asks what are some courses that someone that is interested in public relations can take.
I would just take this. The fact that you don't have a background in communications, mass communication is it's not even something for you to think about. A lot of people in this industry right now, most of them are lawyers. Let me tell you. Most of the people that they called to bar yesterday or when they called them to bar. And I don't mean to like I'm not even trying to be condescending. I'm just telling you the fact. Most of these people that they called to buy this weekend, most of them are still coming back to PR. Most of them are still coming back to mass communication. Most of the people that are, in fact, I have a friend right now that studied microbiology and she's doing PR and she's doing amazing at it. So what all you need to know is the basics, and you don't even have to worry about. And let me just take this opportunity to say that most of the things that we worry about when we are in school, they are nothing to worry about. Once you finish school, you realize that the fact that you didn't finish with a first class or the fact that you finished with a third class is not, nobody gives a damn about it if you know what you're doing, if you're able to take courses and things like that. And I must say that in fact the fact that you're here asking this question, you're already a, you're already one step towards the right direction, right? So yeah, there are courses. Take courses on Coursera, take courses on LinkedIn Learning, take courses on Udemy. You don't need any specific course. Just go to all of these places and type public relation. You don't need anybody to tell you. I don't know about to tell you one specific course. Just go to all of these learning platforms and type public relations. You see a lot of courses there. Go to YouTube and type public relations. You see a lot of videos there that you can start with. And let me tell you, if you also mentioned that most of the organizations right now, they don't want to take people in if you don't have experience. It just takes one person. It just takes you to start in one organization. So if you're able to intern, tell them that I just want to shadow you for your next event. You don't have to pay me. Just let me shadow you. Just let me give me things that you need to do. Can I help you organize the next? Can I help you just, can I just stay with? Can I just assist you? Just reach out. Like I said, by the time you reach out to 200 people, like I mentioned, I'm not mentioning
I think, is it me? Praise network went off. I can't hear anymore. Pelumi, can you hear? Very good. Hello, Praise. You went off for a while. Can you hear us now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah, we lost you for
Oh my God. I don't even now know where I stopped talking. I don't know what it was that you guys heard last. But anyways, I said that it takes one person to believe in you. It takes just one person. When if you're able to get internship in just one place, just tell that person I want to shadow you. Just tell that person, reach out to a lot of people. It is a numbers game. Reach out to a lot of people. Once you're able to get one internship, it is way forward from there. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, thank you. And I will also add to that, like Praise said, be again, Pelumi also said this, be bold. So reach out to these people, tell them that yes, I can do this for free. Let me work with you. Let me see how this is done. It requires boldness and confidence to be able to do that. So right now, start building your communication skills, start building your confidence so that you can walk up to anybody. And Praise talked about something, and I think that should be a take home for you. Research 20 organizations or even more that you would love to work with. Reach out to them for internship, reach out to them that you would like to volunteer so that you're actually building your skills even while in school. So you're not waiting till you graduate before you start doing these things. Follow agency owners, follow top leaders, follow them on LinkedIn, listen to how they speak, what they're working on, like shadow, mirror them, learn from them, because that is the way you put yourself on a bigger level. Pelumi also mentioned YouTube. YouTube is one of the biggest resource hub for everyone to learn, and it's actually free. So if you want to take a course on communication, media relations, media monitoring, strategic communication, crisis management, if you go to YouTube, you will see, and you see case studies. So on background, like she said, me, I did forestry and wildlife. And when you graduate, you realize that it's not about your certificate, actually. So it's not about your certificate, it's what you bring to the table. If you get an opportunity to be interviewed, can you express yourself boldly? Can you sell yourself in the little minute you have? Those are the important things. Nobody's coming to ask, what did you graduate with? Those questions will not actually come up. And I was talking to my sister just 3 days ago, and I told her that for the longest time that I've been working, nobody has ever asked me, what did you graduate with? Or send me your certificate when applying for a job. Nobody asks for that. They just have a conversation with you. They see your boldness. Again, if you're doing public relations, you must be able to express yourself. Your ideas, you should be able to express them. Like she said, your ideas are your own, and it is your job to communicate it. So yes, praise your hands, we're up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can go ahead.
All right, thank you. Then our last question that we are going to be taking, somebody's asking, someone is asking, and Praise, we know you mentioned USD. So somebody's saying the public relations industry in Nigeria and in other countries, maybe in Europe, are they the same? Then if you're in Nigeria, you want to work in Europe, do you need the same set of skills?
Okay, so that I mentioned that someone had paid me in foreign currency, and it would shock you, maybe not shock you, to know that it wasn't to do anything in where's this person self? It wasn't even to do anything outside the country. It was to do something for Nigeria in Nigeria. So the first question that you had asked, is it the same set of skills that you need? Yes, you need to pitch to media. But it's just that the culture. So here's the thing: the culture in Nigeria and outside the country it's different. For the sake of the conversation, if I want to do media, if I want to do like media placements, right, for my clients in Nigeria, I just need to give my client the budget. For RICV, you pay this. For TVC, you pay that. For channels, you pay this and that. For guys outside the country, they don't care about your money. Some of them have their race cards, and that's what I'm saying. For because I beat the relationship in Nigeria, I can just call the producer of maybe Global Business Report now in RSTV and just say, oh, this my client is an NGO, they don't really have money, just something like that. But if it's outside the country, because I don't have that network, I'm unable to really do that. And what I will now do is I will pitch my story to that person. And that's where the story angle comes in. That's where the data comes in. If I'm able to pitch to that person in such a way that they see value in the story, then it makes sense. So like I said before, PR is the same thing. It's just that you're doing the same thing in different ways for different people. So the structure is still a little bit the same thing, for Nigeria and also outside Nigeria. But the thing is that the culture is different. So the culture of media guys in for example, some media guys in Nigeria, and if you don't give them transport, you don't give them money, they will not come to your event. But outside the country, I'm not sure that it's still the same. If you want to get opportunities outside Nigeria, it's also the same thing. You need to start opening up your horizon, on LinkedIn. Like I said, top 20 PR agencies, top 20 marketing agencies. Go to them, follow them on LinkedIn. If they put out internships, if they put out a post, engage with you, reach out to them, send them an email. Oh, I'm from Nigeria and I know that, just send them email. Again, it's a numbers game. By the time you do this, you're going to get an opportunity. Also, I can't remember the name of the platform right now. There are some platforms that they put out remote work that you can do outside the country. Check out this platform. That's how to do it. But to answer your question, PR is the same everywhere. If you, in fact, and I got to really know this really well because I started to follow some PR professionals outside the country. They're always complaining about the same thing. PR is now expensive. PR is now this. PR is now that. So it's the same thing. It's just that the culture is different. So the way you address issues might be, different. So I hope I'm able to answer your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. Just to somebody is asking a question, and I will just take that. So, yeah, somebody is saying I'm bad at writing. How do I build writing skills? I remember Pearce said she isn't a great writer, but she uses ChatGPT. So you have AI, and also you can build it by reading. So to become a great writer, you need to read more. So when you read more, you become better. So yes, and Pelumi, I don't know if you want to take this question. Somebody is saying, both speakers said post online. What content are we to post on LinkedIn or Twitter? So that's the last question we are going to be taking. If you have any questions,
Okay.
you can
So,
add on.
sorry, can you ask, like, I want to hear the question again.
Yes, the person is saying, during the session, we talked about posting on Twitter and LinkedIn. What content are we to post on these apps?
Okay, content. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. So the person is asking different content to post on each platform, right? Yes. Okay. So please, as a social media person, I think social media management is another, because the world is going really, really deep into digital, right? You need to know how to differentiate, like Praise mentioned different audiences for each platform, right? So for Instagram, it's fine. You can do a recap video of an event. That's what I usually used to do, but I still do when I go for an event and I was part of the planning community. So I'll take videos and content in the process and just document that. It could be pictures, but I'm doing videos, right, for Instagram. Then for LinkedIn, you need to really, really sound like a professional. Like, there you need pictures. I have a lot of friends, and even I too used to do that. Like, I would ensure that I get good quality pictures and just write a lovely note on what I learned from things I did. Like, it has to be really professional there. The tone is professional. But for Instagram, it's still a bit calm. People want to see the creative side and understand how things went, like a sort of narration, right? But for LinkedIn, they want to see in details. Like, it should be almost like an essay, right? It should be like an essay, just you talking about what you did, hurdles you pass through, whatever it might be. So it just has to be a professional tone. For the same, to an extent, it applies for Twitter, but just a shorter form. And for TikTok, you can almost likely recreate the same thing you did on Instagram on TikTok, but just in a maybe like almost the same thing, right? Almost, just slight difference, maybe less should I say professional, just a bit, but I almost do the same thing for TikTok, right? Yes. So I hope I've answered the person's question.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, you've answered the question. If you have more questions, you can drop it on the group and we'll answer. Thank you so much, our speakers. Thank you, Pelumi. Thank you, Praise. We're really grateful to your time. We've come to the end of today's PR Student Summit. We hope you've learned a lot and you'll be implementing the things you've learned. Be bold, be creative, speak your mind, also learn. Please remember your take-home assignments. Google or research on 20 companies you would like to work with and follow the leader. Send them a message to volunteer to intern when you have holidays, just to build your work experience. Please, it is important that we listen, but action is also very important. Please, let's take action towards growth. And yes, start writing, start learning social media management, start learning basic skill. If you Google on writing is also very key, and our speakers highlighted them. They've also shared some important skills you need to build while in school. Start volunteering, because for growth, it is not about the money first. It is about quality, it's about developing competence, it's about developing grit. So thank you all so much. And for you to be here today, we see you, and we know that you're going to do outstandingly well. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for staying true to the end. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Yusirat. I see you. Thank you so much. We look forward to more collaboration. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, team. Thank you. Well done. Yes, we are out. If you have any questions, please drop on the group. If you require career assistance, we are here for you. That is why the group was set up. So thank you all very much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.